Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Simon here from RunProfits Trading. Welcome to another quick update on the markets. I did actually want to do a live stream, and for some reason I can't seem to get verified on YouTube right now. So I'll pre-record this and upload this, but I think going forward, when I can start live streaming, I would like to do a couple of live streams a week, give people an opportunity to ask me a few questions and to learn a little bit more about what I do with my trading. Obviously, I've got the account on at eToro, RunProfits. I think I'm up to my limit in terms of copiers, but you can actually follow me on there and check out my trades and see what I'm doing. And I think going forward, the main objective for me is just to try and add some transparency with what I'm doing. So being able to do the live streams, obviously the track record's transparent on eToro. I also, going forward, am planning to share some of my other trades on my private account, which I use more for day trading and scalping. The eToro account is more for actual money management and swing trades. That being said, because of the current environment we're in, going through a bit of a bear market rally, and I'm bearish, I haven't been running my trades like I normally would. So trades have been more sort of few hours to a couple of days maximum. But obviously I adapt to how the market is, and we'll take a little bit more of a look at that in this video as well. So quick update on the markets then. On Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking quite strong here. We've managed to get back above the top of this descending channel, and I quite like what I'm seeing here on a daily and also on a weekly chart. A little bit of a push up over the weekend. I've kind of said before, I think that we will stay range bound over the next couple of months, but obviously as we get up to the top of this range, we have to consider that we could get a bit of a spike going into the halving, but I'm very much expecting us to stay in this larger range of consolidation as we come into towards the end of the year, with a breakout happening probably sort of 3 to 6 months after the halving event. And for me, my approach is to carry on accumulating at these levels. I quite like these prices. Obviously not financial advice, but I do think Bitcoin is looking quite healthy here, and that we have seen the low for Bitcoin for this year. I don't think we will drop under probably about 4.8, 4.9k, call it 5k again. I think Bitcoin's looking pretty good and pretty strong. Just having a quick look at stocks. So we'll look at the S&P. We kind of said last week that we thought the S&P could see a little bit of a push into these moving averages, maybe a move slightly higher into this 618 fib. I know the Nasdaq led the S&P and the other stocks last week. AMZN and NFLX really strong. I'll get onto both of those stocks in a bit, but we saw this break straight through its 618 fib, and looking really strong here. So this is part of the reason really why I've been very careful with my short entries and just trying to time those well. Back to the S&P, it feels like we could definitely come up to 2930s maybe on Monday, Tuesday, but I am still bearish on stocks, and I do still look at this strength providing opportunities to fade, and eventually I do think we will rotate lower, but it's anyone's guess as to when that will happen. Just really interesting for those of you that actually use it. The Tom DeMark indicator is actually showing a 9 on the S&P, and we also have a similar 9 sell on the Nasdaq. So Tom DeMark indicator, when you see a 9, it tends to be either a take profit or a sell signal for a green 9. Obviously on the flip side, a red 9 would be a buy signal. But yeah, that is the thing I like about Tom DeMark is it is a time-based indicator. So this is not telling us the exact price that we want to short, but it's telling us when we need to short. And obviously that brought up a sell signal on the Friday. So we'll see what Monday brings. Certainly, if we do test up a little bit higher and then reject, then that could be a sign to go short on this market. But I'm just taking these stocks day by day at the moment. Gold, we've seen a nice pullback, so this would have been a 9 sell. It's actually a red 1. So again, this is a sell signal on gold, but I'm holding a tiny bit of gold through the IAU ETF, and gold is actually a market that I would look to add to on this pullback. So I'm pretty bullish on gold. Oil, this is spot oil rolling over. A lot's been said about the price of oil and contango and like massive contango now going forward, which means that the forward contracts are trading at a premium to the spot price. Backwardation is when forward contracts are trading at a discount to the spot price. So we're getting contango on the oil futures, which is exactly what we'd expect. I said I'd take a really quick look at a couple of stocks as well. So we should have Amazon here. And again, just looking at Amazon on daily, we've got the Tom DeMark 9 after a huge run up. So I would be looking for a retrace on Amazon back to about this 2197, call it 2,200 level. And Netflix as well, I think, could be showing us the same. So we've got this beautiful shooting star reversal. So yeah, I mean, and then you've got the 9 sell on the DeMark as well. So it looks like Netflix is already starting to roll over, and I'd definitely be targeting a move on Netflix down to 319. Sorry, 391. And just to mention on that point, obviously these are key components, especially Amazon's a key component of the Nasdaq. So a pullback in these stocks could definitely see a pullback in the indices. So that's why I'm kind of leaning bearish going into the next week. So I did very briefly just want to mention a couple of other things to obviously people that are sort of following me on eToro, and it's just really around trading. Obviously I take positions not only as a swing trader, but also my bread and butter is really day trading. And again, I just wanted to kind of show us how throughout this move we've really been touching this trend line and rejecting. And obviously this breakout here, when we got extended, this is a move I started to fade, and then we actually are now finding support along this trend line, and we can actually pull this trend line out a bit, and we can find that now we're actually treating this trend line as support. So in terms of actually trading around support and resistances, I do use these trend lines. I do use diagonals. I know some traders don't, but I do. I also like to look at the moving averages. I mean, a great example here is this coming down into this cluster of MAs has been great area to buy. So I think we got the 20, 50 MAs in there. That's going to be the 21, yeah, and the 50. And the 10 by the looks of it. No, the 10's that one. So it's the 21, the 50. MAs and EMAs. So it's really a case of, obviously I've been bearish in market, so I've been looking to like fade when this market is overextended back into these areas of support, and then obviously the choice is there, the options there. I can flip those positions and go long. I haven't been doing that just because of my underlying fundamental views, but obviously when we overextend, I'm then looking to fade those moves. And I think at the moment there's not a lot of resistance that we're approaching. I guess the next resistance on the Nasdaq is going to be this. I believe it's the Fibonacci line here, which is going to be our 786 fib. So, but then again, we're on this daily 9, and I think there was a 4-hour 9 as well, which we saw. So 4-hour doji or shooting star pin bar reversal there, which we saw. And we also had some hourly divergence as well, bearish divergence on this move that happened after hours. So yeah, I mean, if people are interested in more of that, more of the day trading stuff, more of the indicators and tools and things like MAs and channels and other things that I look at, I'm happy to provide more content on that side of things. Don't actually have the channels here, but we can see this is on the 4-hour. That looks like the 100 MA to me, but I'll just double check. What's our red MA is SMA? Yes, that's the 100 SMA there. And let me check. I want to make sure I've got the right one. No, that's our 377 EMA, which seems to be a moving average. It works quite well. So you can see we rejected that. So you can play the initial rejection, but you know on the second, third attempt that these levels, if tested again so soon, can often break through. But yeah, that's probably stuff to cover in a bit more detail in another video. But you can see even on the 4-hour we had the Tom DeMark 9 as well there. So there was an opportunity in going short, but these are not positions that obviously I'm looking to run. These are just really scalps on a shorter time frame. And yeah, like I say, until we start to see weakness coming in on these markets, I mean, we might see a bit of a rejection due to the daily 9s, but you've got to be really careful here because these markets can, continue to squeeze. People are looking to get short here. Everybody's a bit too bearish right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do squeeze up a little bit higher. But due to the daily Tom DeMark indicator, I am looking for a potential turnaround early next week. And of course, I'll keep everybody updated with my views on the market in the next video. So yeah, thanks for joining today. Obviously enjoy the rest of your weekends, and catch you trading in the week. Bye for now.